X-Men book.
Great applause. Wow. Really. Wow. You know what? Before we even start the next segment, I'd like to thank all 7 people that came tonight. Really, it means a lot. Okay, so we're going to review the Avengers versus X-Men. You would ask, why would they even fight? Who knows? Brian.
Avengers vs. X-Men, they did this back in the 80s, which lasted in a 4-issue miniseries. It's essentially, I chalk this up to a Three's Company episode, you know, where somebody hears something going on in the next room and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe they're having sex. And they're not. They're really, they're like, Captain America comes down, is like, you guys, we got to stop this Phoenix Force that's coming into town, and you're gonna give us hope. And they don't want to give the hope up, you know.
Who does the Mr. Furley like?
And false face forward.
Who is that? Which guy is it?
We're gonna say that they fight on the beach, because they don't want to give up. X-Men don't want to give up hope, and Avengers need to get her to stop the Phoenix Force that is impending doom for the Earth.
And the Phoenix Force has been around for a while.
True. And the Avengers, have they cared? No. They usually let the X-Men deal with it, and they're like, whatever, dude.
Well,
I know.
Wait a minute. Time out.
Yeah.
I am lost.
completely.
Just so, how does the whole thing start? Like, why do they want to fight? Because they're both good guys.
That brings me to my Three's Company reference, which means
okay,
it seems that this is all a big misunderstanding, and it could have been summed up in probably 3 panels.
George, how about the arts and the artists?
Oh, no. Rubina Jr. is way overused and whatever else. He's great. He's fantastic. But he does what he does, and it's boring. But Cho does...
in the damn studio audience.
Cho does something that is a little bit out of the ordinary. He tries to cram so much into this book that there's something they do in comics where they break the panel, and like your head comes out of the panel a little bit, which they call the gutter. And he does it so much that it loses its effectiveness. And there's only one really good page, and that's kind of when Scarlet Witch is being dissed. But otherwise, it's all just too overdramatic.
Mike, what about the writing style of this?
I mean, I don't know what to say about this. You know, I'm out of touch with what's really going on, but that's really no excuse, because this is supposed to be something to... Everything's supposed to be something to pull in your readers. But I came in, and it's just... so like it's funny because we criticize this for being melodramatic, but this is melodramatic. Brian Michael Bendis, there's an old saying by John Ford: when I was younger, I thought the good drama was when the characters cried. When I got older, I realized good drama was when the audience cried. Brian Bendis' oldest trick is that he introduces these insignificant events and then has the characters comment on how important they are. Scarlet Witch comes in and has a little argument with Vision, which is, again, nothing, but we show the reactions of all the characters. Oh my god, these two are fighting, this is such a big deal. But what's actually...
Our-wise, that page is the only page where there is not so much stuff going on.
No, I know, but I'm just saying
it's the only time where,
it's like we said earlier, it even leads to, at the end, Vision crying, and it's like, I just think Brian Bendis is such a terrible writer. I'm just so tired of him. The Jason Aaron section is better, I admit that, but it's still just total confusion.
So, Vision dies. Tony Stark rebuilds him.
I have no idea.
Who is this Vision?
We have no idea. Well, that's the problem, is that...
Is this the Vision that was rebuilt by Tony Stark?
Here's the thing, is that in order to understand the story, you have to have been reading every Marvel comic for the past 7 years. And no one here...
70 years.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's a complete failure.
How many sons?
For sales, 5. For storyline, 3, maybe 2.5. I mean, it's weak at best, but
what's good anyway?
I mean, really, Marvel's still chasing DC, so it's
okay.
I see DC sales actually are more stable, and Marvel is just looking for the quick buck.
George, 5 sons.
3. I'm done.
Michael.
Okay, art, decent. John Romita Jr., I don't know what happened to him, but he's terrible in this. But I'll give the art about a 3 or 4. The story only based on confusion and accessibility, 2. No one's going to understand this. No one's going to read this and be excited about more comics. Nobody.
No.
I'm going... I kind of didn't really bother me reading it. I'm going to give it a solid 1. That's how bad this comic is. The art is fantastic, and that's why I'm giving it a 1. So we're going to go to break, and we're going to go to an exclusive interview with Frank Cho.
I can't believe what I had to go through to get this interview. My God. It was amazing.
We're going to review Avengers Avengers, the movie. Joss Whedon.
The only thing that's going to be assembling is my disinterest in the Avengers. I don't even mean that.